Hello and welcome to the Federal. I'm Senthil Kumar. We are going to discuss on micro and medium enterprises sector, and we have an important guest with us, Mr. K. Raghunathan, Chairman of Association of Indian Entrepreneurs. It's a pleasure to welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Senthil, and it's my pleasure too.
We are going to discuss about the MSME sector. The MSME sector, what's the impact MSME sector is going to have because of the budget. So, on the whole, the budget presented by Dr. Palnivedki Arajan is being appreciated. It has been appreciated for many reasons. One is the fiscal deficit. The government is able to bring it down to a considerable level. There are other factors also, social welfare schemes and other aspects. But when it comes to MSME sector, what is your view on the budget?
Any budget, state or a union budget, is like serving a meat on a leaf. It has different items. Each item can be taken as each sector. Some may be good, some may be not very good, some may be bad. It's an overall feeling that matters when you serve as a food. That's why some people say the budget has been happiness. Some people say the budget has not fulfilled their tummy. And I today, along with you, will probably decode the budget's support to micro, small, and medium enterprises. It's very important because Tamil Nadu is supposed to be having the largest number of micro, small, and medium enterprises. Tamil Nadu in the last 2 years has brought in several corporate entities to come into Tamil Nadu to set up their ventures. Tamil Nadu is the only probably a state which has come out with a guideline promotional policy on 14 different sectors which are going to be emerging sectors in the country. Tamil Nadu is probably the only state which has identified the land bank availability and distributed it across Tamil Nadu and not concentrated on 1 or 2 or 3 locations, but throughout Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has already earned a name for being a peaceful state, a trained manpower availability, and high number of engineers in the market. Tamil Nadu is blessed with the climatic conditions where almost about 320 days in a year, you have a sunshine here. Tamil Nadu is again blessed with the larger coastal areas where you have ports for export activities. With all these plus points, with the constraints on the government of any state body today on the fund crunches, I expected the Tamil Nadu budget to be more focused in the development of industries as a large, MSMEs in particular. Unfortunately, the total allocation on both these sectors, which is small, medium, and micro, and the industry, is only 4,778 crores. The education got 47,200 crores. The health got nearly 19,000. Highways got 20,000. Rural got 23,000. Urban got 39,000. Not bad with that. I'm not saying anything about those. I'm only focusing on the allocation for the small and India.
Sorry to interrupt. If I'm right, last year 911 crore rupees was allocated for MSME sector. This year there is increase 1,205 crore, if I'm right. It's been growing from year on year. Even the capital expenditure is a bit on a higher side this year also, if I'm right.
Yeah, nothing wrong. You must understand on the industry allocation last year was 3,267 crores and this year it is 3,268 crores. If you call that we have quantum jumped on the allocation, I'm fine with it. I have no issues with that because there are a lot of people who don't have any concern on these two sectors. They still eat the food, other thing in the plate, and still feel very happy about it. For example, the 1,000 rupees allocation to the poor ladies in the family is a nice scheme. So there are people who would love something, there are people who may not have need for something, but all I am saying is there is no denial of the fact that the state has to earn its revenue. The first budget what PTR had presented was an interim budget. The next budget what he presented last year was a correctional budget. The last 12 months was the only period which had absolutely zero lockdown restrictions. And the next 1 year is expected to be a zero lockdown performance. So we expected that Honorable Finance Minister would possibly come out with a potential scope of creating an equilibrium for the existing micro, small, and medium entrepreneurs to survive and revive and grow. Now, last year, if you recall, during the 12 months of the last financial year, the state government had increased the TANGEDCO tariff, EB tariff, in multi-folds. If you take, for example, not only the unit price was increased, in fact, we had also brought in the peak hour tariff, we also brought in the one-time charges significantly higher. And this had literally cost all of us a pain in able to sustain the market. So this is what is very important for all of us to know. And secondly, the Ukraine-Russia war, which is not ending and stretching beyond 14 months, and thereby the global economy slowdown or a recession has impacted Tamil Nadu largely. Tamil Nadu has always been an export-oriented industrial belt. If you go to Vanyambadi, those belt, it's a tannery belt, export. If you go to Coimbatore and Tirupur, it is a garments industry, which is an export. And the automobile sector largely depends on the export market. Today, we are largely dependent on export, so we have taken a beating. Now, I come to the point on this budget. The budget is a beautiful art which balances between the income and the expenditure. PTR has already said the income from tax is coming down, the share has come down. We have no choice because for every 1 rupee we earn, almost 72 paisas goes towards meeting the fixed cost or the overheads, which is salary, the pension, and the interest, and the repayment of the loans. So you hardly have a small pie to be spent on the developmental activities. The state has said that their income has gone up from 45,000 crores from the liquor sale. Let me remind you, Sendil, the more the income coming from the sale of a liquor is the more damage being done to the people of Tamil Nadu. So therefore, while we cannot totally eradicate that sale, we need to look at putting the money in the right baskets, which will otherwise give us a better income and earnings.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. There are a couple of things I wanted to ask you because as per the budget presentation and as per the budget talk, we come to understand that the state government is more and more dependent on its own revenues. It's not able to get revenue from the central government. Almost 44 paise of each rupee earned is from its own revenue. So they are raising the property tax. It's a fact. They are increasing the electricity fare. That is true. Even sometimes they are dependent on TASMAC liquor sales. So it's a predicament of
not sometimes. It is largely dependent on the TASMAC sale today. And the property tax have been revised almost doubled, 100%. The metro water
sector gets affected due to electricity price hike or property tax hikes?
In every aspect of it, because the operational cost gets increased. Now, for example, whether a unit is able to run in full capacity or not, there is a fixed cost of electricity which has gone up tremendously. The property tax has gone up tremendously. The water and the metro or sewerage taxes have gone up tremendously. The inflation is very high in the field already. The GST
for MSME sector, for the heavy industry sector, for the public also the same thing.
Okay, as far as the public is concerned, it doesn't react because the electricity tariff is morely on the commercial tariff. Okay, the property tax is only on the commercial properties it has been revised. And the same sewerage and the metro water has also been revised only for the commercial buildings, which is the places which have been rented out for commercial use, offices and the showrooms. So MSME is largely affected because MSMEs primarily work on rented premises. Primarily, MSMEs function with depending on order working criteria, whether it is by time or whether it is by number of days. MSMEs' main priority is maximizing their earnings at low cost of revenues. So here is where you are getting the dent across. Now, what I was trying to tell you, Sendil, is if you want to increase your income from the taxes, which is basically the GST collection, the GST has got two components. One is called input tax credit, which is the people who supply me the material, I take the credit of the input tax and then deduct it when I make the payment to the outsider. Suppose if I am a corporate unit situated in Tamil Nadu, let's say Ola Electric for that, I do a turnover of let's say 2,000 crore. My end product, let's say 5% is the duty on it. So I'm supposed to be remitting 100 crores as a GST collection. Now, suppose if I am buying input components from across the country from different vendors, and if I make, let's say, 40 crores as an input tax on them, then difference I pay is only 60 crores. The 40 crores goes into IGST. The 60 crore, depending on the invoice within Tamil Nadu or outside Tamil Nadu, so the TSGST or SGST revenue to be gets reduced. So that's exactly what I said. This budget should have addressed that. And the budget, on one side, we promote large scale industries to come into the state. On the other side, we should have promoted the micro, small entrepreneurs to come into Tamil Nadu to set up the basic supply unit so that the SGST remains in Tamil Nadu. The union government.
Very unique to MSME sector?
It is because you cannot normally see MSME moving from one state to another state. They normally belong to the place where they live and then they do business where they live. You will not find an MSME entrepreneur from Coimbatore going and setting up in Delhi for that matter, unless he has born and brought up there or he has lived there. So, micro entrepreneurs, which is the largest, 98% of the MSMEs belong to micro entrepreneurs. And the micro entrepreneurs are the ones who provide the informal economy. Micro entrepreneur means turnover less than 5 crores. So now what I am trying to tell you is the government, state government in this budget should have bothered to revive the MSMEs who are situated in Tamil Nadu. Otherwise, what is happening? The cost of manufacturing or cost doing business in Tamil Nadu is becoming higher. The labor cost has become higher. The cost of establishment become higher. The land values have become higher. And a simple example, in the last 6 months, I have been noticing that a lot of entrepreneurs from Tamil Nadu are migrating. Those who are in Gumudipundi have migrated to the Andhra side. Those who were in Hosur are migrating to the electronic city on the other side. So things are happening and we are to realize it. That a lot of units.
This migration because of MSME friendly atmosphere in these states, or what do you think are the reasons?
Because they get a lot of other subsidies and incentives in those states. For example, I'm telling you, the Karnataka government gives to an MSME unit a tax rebate on electricity payments. The Karnataka government, for that matter, gives you market development cost. If a Karnataka MSME wants to participate in, let's say, Hanover Messe in an exhibition in Germany to showcase their product, their cost of airfare, their traveling costs are all borne by the government. To certain restrictions are there, number of travels are restricted, cost is restricted so that you can't travel the highest price, but they have taken care. And if you go to Andhra for that matter, the land is given at the subsidized prices. Now, what I was more keen looking at this budget was even assuming in the MSME allocation was 1,500 crores, how they could have spent this amount is the next question that comes, right? Allocation is fine, but how I could have used it is the next question. Today, what they have done is
there are long pending demand for an exclusive industrial setup for micro enterprises, if I'm right.
exactly. So we have today diluted the word my MSME because whatever the government of India did not do is what the state government should have done. Do you agree with me? Then only it is a matching. If I do the same as what the central government does, then there is nothing additional benefit. So it cannot be a Xerox copy budget. If the union budget has not looked into the micro entrepreneurs, then the state government must look into the micro entrepreneurs. Now, today, if you in strange in Tamil Nadu, the MSME minister holds two other portfolios. So he is very busy with several activities. The MSME secretary holds two other portfolios. So he is very busy. So the resultant is the MSME has been diluted. Second is we have spending about 5 crore out of the 1,500 crore.
That was the previous ADMK government wanted to bring in a separate policy for MSME sector, even though ministry was also divested in during that period, but they wanted to bring in a separate policy. You want a separate department to handle this sector because it's one of the largest job providing in the industry, right? If I'm right.
Okay, Sendil, there are two things here, Sendil. One is the MSME has been reclassified only in 2020. The earlier MSMEs were a lot different and the current MSME is a lot different. Up to 250 crore turnover and up to 50 crore investment in the plant and machinery can come under the MSME. Earlier, it was not so. So, the word MSME is today is like a road lane where a micro entrepreneur who is a two-wheeler or a cyclist who can do only 2 lakhs a month turnover is traveling in the same lane. On one side, a car, which is probably a small and medium enterprises, and on the other side, a truck and a bus, which is 250 crore or 20 crore turnover a month company. He is sandwiched between them. So he is driving himself with all the risk and the scam. That's exactly what we have been saying right from the day one. Please have a lane for cyclists. Please ensure the cyclists are safe. Please ensure the cyclists are the backbone of the economy. The informal sector employment largely comes from these fellows. And please protect them. And that's why I was also telling you, a cyclist does not travel for 350 kilometers. He doesn't migrate from one location to another state. A cyclist is a localist. So what we failed to do was creating a separate lane, recognizing their pains, recognizing their needs, and recognizing their risk, creating something. Now, let me ask you an interesting point on this, since you said about it. Tamil Nadu government keeps announcing creation of industrial estate, and industrial estate. Go to Ambattur industrial estate, go to Gindi industrial estate, go to Gumudipundi industrial estate. You will find 30 to 40 industrial sheds are either closed or non-operative, which means 30 to 40% of the entrepreneurs are underutilized or unutilized. If somebody is working in an organization,
at least there's an initiative from the government to provide an impetus to skill development. They're focusing on Internet of Things and other stuff because the things are fast changing. Artificial intelligence is coming into the industry a big way. So, do you think it's a matter of fact that these things will take over?
Okay. Again, try and understand the bottom line of it. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. The step 1 is those who are able to provide jobs must be looked after. They should be able to survive. They should be able to go to the next level of needing more employment opportunity. Then they should have a skilled manpower and they should give them a salary which is commensurate with the job which is provided. Today in this budget, nearly 6,000 crore has been given for skill development. Now, let me ask you, with 30 to 40% of the entrepreneurs are unable to run their industry, unable to survive, unable to have demands in the market, going through an insecure lifestyle, going through an unknown terrain of the future, how do you think they will be able to create employment opportunity? In 6 months' time, if you spend this kind of money,
don't you think that they are just bringing a scaffolding kind of a stuff where they will create a trained labor force, and by due course,
beautiful.
then they can give impetus to the industry. For example, there is a scheme launched this year saying that first generation entrepreneurs of MSME will be supported in a big way.
Needs. It is called as needs. It is called as needs. And 144 crore has been allocated. Again, Sendil, I am not saying spending money on that is bad or not required. I am not saying that. I am only saying I will be happy if all those who are skilled are employed. I am only saying those who could give them employment is only those who are existence in business, not the newcomers. The startup is like a child. It has to be nurtured like a baby. It will take 2-3 years for them to stand on their feet, create employment opportunity. And I'm sure you are also equally aware, 90% of the startups do not see the end of the tunnel. 90%. The country, which has almost about 80,000 startup registrations in over the last 7 years, has only seen 125 billionaire clubs. So don't ever say that startup is good.
That's
women entrepreneurs.
Training a labor
women
force
entrepreneur.
Which type of jobs? Okay, the companies should be strengthened, the MSME sector should be strengthened so that they could be absorbed. For example, the experiment with engineering colleges was a great failure because they were producing engineers, but where did they go and get jobs? But on the contrary, sir, if I'm right, the polytechnic education is being strengthened because there are requirement for more ITI diploma holders than engineering holders now. So, do you think the next budget you can expect something big, even though something things haven't happened this budget? We have such
personally, Senthil, the budget failed to detailedly analyze the needs of the industries, especially small, medium, and micro enterprises. Let's acknowledge that. Once we acknowledge that, then we will have the corrective steps taken in the next few weeks when it comes for discussions and modifications. All I'm trying to tell the government is, I don't need you to give extra money to the sector. I will take the same 4,600 crores what you have allocated, but let me play with that money so that I get the best utilization during this financial year. This financial year, I will spend that money in either buy back all those unit sheds which are available but not utilized, by discussing with the bankers a one-time settlement and freeing the entrepreneurs of Tamil Nadu to restart again in their life. I would do that rather than spending 450 crores in opening a new industrial estate. The second, I will create a specialized working spaces for micro entrepreneurs in every city in Tamil Nadu. Because the micro entrepreneurs, not innovation center, incubation center, lot different. Incubation centers are like nurturing a kid or a baby, whereas a micro enterprises functions by helping hand with each other. I may have a milling machine, you may have a drilling machine, I exchange with you when I want. So creating an integrated complex for micro entrepreneurs is very needed. The third aspect is we should have focused on helping them with market demand creations. Like you know about the B2B portals, B2G portals, B2C portal, we should have come out with S2S portals, small to small portals. That's very important. Today, what is important is creating our entrepreneurs to become digitalized, creating our entrepreneurs to stay with a focused mindset. I would have subsidized their interest burden because last 4.5 months, the interest has gone up by 2.5% because of the repo rate increase. Who is getting hit? Those who are not able to pay their existing EMIs are the ones who are painfully suffering. So I would have subsidized this 2.5% interest rate for a while. The government of India gives me ECGLS scheme, but that eligibility criteria does not allow portion of the entrepreneurs to avail it. So I would have put my money in upgrading them to the eligibility level so that they can approve it. If the ladder is at 6 feet from the union government, I have to only provide them ladder to claim 6 feet. I also provide ladder from 6 feet, doesn't make any sense to me. So I would have utilized this money in a better way so that this next coming financial year, with an uncertainty on the raw material price war still logging around, with an uncertainty of the regular cost being not controlled, petrol and the diesel, the market prices have come down, but our cost prices have not come down. The migrant labor issue, for that matter, which blown out of the proposal, if I were the Tamil Nadu government, I would have immediately launched a portal called Informal Sector Employment Opportunity and started registering both the Tamil workers and the outstation workers into that portal and fixed a uniform cost for them for a labor work, fixed a uniform infrastructure facility for them. I would have created hostels across every industrial estate, and I would have asked the entrepreneurs to log into the portal and select the employment opportunity. And I would have also told them, unless you take 40% or 60% from the Tamil Nadu cadres first and then go to the migrant labor, I would not have been bothered. Today, the biggest constraint is everybody is blaming that because புலம்பெயர்ந்த தொழிலாளர்கள் or the migrant laborers are hired at a cheaper price, the locals are not getting jobs. Let me monitor it. Let me bring it in a transparent way. Let me have a website for it. Let me have a norms for it. Let me have a pricing for it. Then everybody is equal, and let me then give the priority to the Tamilians.
Valid point, sir, because the government has begun the enumeration process of migrant laborers, as I said.
No, Sendil, come on, Sendil. Let's have some time to laugh at things. You know, you can't blindly clap with a certain reasonability. The last survey by the labor secretary was done in 2017 on migrant laborers. And today the minister says 6 lakhs migrant laborers. The government says 12 lakhs migrant labor. The guesstimate says 25 lakh migrant laborers. But let me tell you, I have been the chairman of the Consortium of Indian Association. The migrant laborers in Tamil Nadu is anywhere between 45 lakhs to 50 lakhs.
There are independent saying that it should be around 85 lakhs, sir. These are independent estimates from NGOs working among migrant laborers.
Yeah, if you take agriculture also into the concern, yes, probably. But I'm excluding the agriculture. Now, so if that is the
case, since time is running out, I would like to make an important I would like to raise an important question. Do you think a bailout package for MSME sector would have been ideal in this budget? As they were.
I object to the word bailout package. So what I'm trying to tell you is the entrepreneurs must be respected. The entrepreneurs must be supported. Today, what is needed by them is a sense of care, a sense of feeling that they are available to be looked after. When they were doing well, you all juice them. Now, when they are unable to perform, that is because of the 12 to 14 months of being kept under lockdown in 2 years time frame. And if the bank is still insisting on their CIBIL score and the past performance of the last 2 years to give the loan, it's impossible. You gave a 6 months moratorium to them, and then 7th month you started demanding them to repay the loans, and they don't even have a time to perform. So we are not giving them the breathing space. We are pressurizing them. They are getting bent with the pressure. Please give them the relief. Please don't hold their neck. Please don't squeeze them. Please don't use them with only 30% of the GDP is MSMEs. MSMEs are backbone of the country. 40% of the export is from MSME. 12 crore people are. Don't please keep talking about those things alone and make them feel that you have done enough for them. You have done nothing for them. Please nurture them. Please care for them. Please groom them and then reuse them. This is all what I wanted. This budget failed to address it, less acknowledge it. The priorities could have been different for the government in addressing. For example, the 6,000 rupees for each female in a family, it may be a compulsion out of political needs. I understand that. But you cannot eliminate an entrepreneurial needs because we are failing in a big way for tomorrow. That's what I was key. Once an entrepreneur is dead, the income is dead from him forever. He is a golden egg laying hen. We must nurture them. We must respect them. No freebies, no pavam, no pity on them, no giving them, okay, I will also take care of this kind of a thing. They don't need to fight for their needs. We need to recognize their needs. We failed there.
Thank you, Raghunathan, sir, for sharing your precious time with us. And it was nice talking to you, sir.
Pleasure is always mine, Sandil. A great topic and a great interest in the interest of the state. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Bye.